Hello, and welcome to the Eastern Progress's live stream of the Why Are We Here event, brought to you by the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences, also known as CLASS. I'm your host, Taylor Hogshead, and joining me later tonight are going to be correspondents Ryan Gum and Dawson Ruhl. The Why Are We Here event, brought to you by CLASS, is a great event for students involved in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences to get a feel for the programs that they are going into, whether they be new and incoming or students that have been here for years. Next up, we're going to throw it to our correspondent, Ryan Gum. Ryan, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. How are you doing, Taylor?
I'm doing great. Where are you right now?
I am out on the outskirts of the Combs building here on the campus of Eastern Kentucky.
Have you seen any students walking around? I know they're supposed to start over at Turner Gate, but I didn't know if you could see any heading that way.
Yes, ma'am. The students so far that I've seen have all started making their way towards by Turner Gate. Not many by Combs at the moment, for obvious reasons that we headed this way in a few seconds. In the distance, you hear the band playing. It sounds like it's going to be a really fun time, really great opportunity. Overall, just really exciting time.
Let's go ahead and bring in correspondent Dawson Ruhl. Dawson, how are you doing today? Currently, we are having a hard time connecting with Dawson.
Hey, Ryan, are you there?
Hello?
Ryan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, we were having some technical issues. I was on the Wi-Fi. I just kicked myself off that, though, so.
As have I. I think that fixed a lot of our technical issues.
Sure. Well, I'm going to go grab some students here in a second. As Taylor gets back on, if she can. If not, that's okay. I also couldn't hear because the band was playing, but we'll get some of that when they kick back up.
Dawson, I think I just saw Dr. Winslow headed your way.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see him here yet, so I'm kind of waiting on him on standby. I'm guessing our Mini B live went down.
Yeah, we've lost contact for those that are watching. We've lost contact with our little HQ that we had going on for the show. So,
yeah. Hey, first time for everything. We'll be fine.
Exactly. No, I think this will be, Dawson. I'm sorry?
I'm going to get a quick shot of what's going on here right now while we're waiting.
Go ahead. No, but as I was saying, I think this is going to be a really exciting time. Our college, this just gives us such an exciting opportunity to grow and to kind of show off the different divisions and the different things you can study within the college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's lots of experiences, lots of different people to meet, get our name out there, and it looks like the band's about to kick up. So if it's too loud, I can mute and just get some shots for you. But here we go.
We are still experiencing some technical difficulties back at the studio. So far from what I can see, there are a lot of students headed towards that area, towards the Turner Gate, where the band is currently playing. I don't know if you can hear them in the background. Thought we had Taylor back there for a second. I'm currently in the process of trying to find a student going to this event, to kind of pick their brain a little bit to see what they want going on. But until then, you've got my beautiful face. And we have Dawson back in some capacity, hopefully. He's in the middle of the band, so I wouldn't expect him to hear much, but hopefully we can get some more cool shots of the band playing over by Turner Gate, if the internet allows. Another main reason that this thing is so much fun is because it's one of the first events that we've really had back since COVID started, back at the university. As you hear Dawson Rule back over by Turner Gate with the band.
Hey Ryan, can you hear me?
Yes, Dawson, I can.
I'm gonna get away from the band right now and get another shot of them, but I just got some
right.
shots of the band playing. I'm still trying to track down Matt Winslow, but he's headed over like you said.
I will. Dawson, I will say we can't see you.
I'm not able to be seen. Okay, I can
Nope,
see
we
myself
can't
right
see your
now,
camera's
so let me try and fix that.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip my camera back around.
All right. Well, in the meantime, Dawson, what's the energy like over there by Turner Gate?
The students that are here, there's probably anywhere from 50 to 100 of them. They're seeming to really enjoy the band and the color guards here also, so it's kind of energetic right now.
Do you see any of our beloved student athletes? Taylor, back in the studio, can you hear us? We can't hear you. I'm sorry, I can't hear a word you're saying. Repeat that.
Energy so far where you're at. Are you still at Combs?
I am still, yes, on the outer barrier of Combs.
And are you seeing more and more students as time goes on, or?
They're coming in waves, so there will be a few minutes where there will be no students, and then there will be just a flood of maybe 10 to 15 students at a time.
Mm-hmm. And can you see Turner Gate from where you're at?
At a certain perspective, yes, but it's there's a lot of, don't call it Campus Beautiful for nothing. There's a lot of greenery and there's a lot of of our ornate infrastructure blocking my view.
Yeah, that's good.
Give me 1 second. I'll be.
I believe Ryan's going to go look for a student to interview about the event so far.
There will be somebody.
Are you still looking for students, or?
I am. I'm on the hunt. I'm looking for anybody that seems to be heading in that general direction. If you can't see my path, there's literally a gate. So it's like, I shouldn't call it a gate, but there's like a path directly to the Turner to the Turner Gate that I can literally see. Like, I can't see anything playing, but I can see where everyone's going. And so I'm trying to, I'm standing very ominously in the path of everybody that could be walking there and hoping that they stop.
That's good. Hopefully you can get somebody to sit down and do an interview with you, and we can kind of get a feel for the crowd. So one of the great things about this event, like I said earlier, this is a great way for students to get a feel for class. Class, once again, stands for the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. That includes the psychology department, the language department, communications, as well as women and gender studies. We do have a lot of programs to offer here at Eastern Kentucky University, and it's a great campus, and I'm so glad to be here, and I'm hoping that the students here will also get a feel for that. Ryan, how are you doing so far?
The hunt is on. I'm telling you right now. Like I said, they're just they come in waves. I see about 5 to 15 students at a time, and so far I've gotten a lot of no's. But at some point we will get a student perspective, and then eventually, hopefully, a speaker's perspective.
That's good. Do we have Dawson?
Yes, we do.
We're gonna throw it to Dawson Rule. Dawson, how are you feeling? What's the energy like there?
The energy is great. Professor Winslow is giving a speech. I'm getting a long shot of the crowd right now. But the band just left. They were getting everyone hyped up. There's Mr. Winslow over there giving a speech to the kids. And it's a great event right now.
You said Dr. Winslow is already going ahead and giving his speech?
Yeah, he actually kind of showed up last minute and snuck in beside me, so I wasn't able to get him for an interview. So I'm going to try and catch him here at the end. If not, I did talk to EKU President Darren McFadden, and I'll have him hopefully by the statue a little bit later tonight.
Games, right? Games cause you pleasure, right? Who likes to play games?
Here is a little bit
Everybody
of
likes to play games.
the
Can you get a little
crowd, a couple
closer
hundred
so you
students.
can hear him a little bit better?
What's that?
Can you get a little closer into Dr. Winslow so we can hear his speech?
Sure.
Games, PC games, console games, games on your phone, right? Who's played a game in the last week? Come on, I know you've all played games. So, I'm going to tell you something about games and about your favorite game in a minute. So, but I want you to think about what your favorite game is. Your favorite game of all time. It could be any kind of game at all. You got it? You know what your favorite game is? I want you to turn to someone that you don't know and tell them what your favorite game is. Go.
Awesome. What's your favorite game?
Okay. Did anybody
It
have
honestly
the same
depends on what
favorite
kind of game we're
game?
talking.
talk
Board
to anyone?
games, sports
What was it?
games,
Skyrim.
Give me your
awesome.
favorite
video
board game.
games. Favorite board
No, the
game?
fact that
Oh
only
man, I'm
one
going throwback here
couple
with
have the same
Candyland.
favorite game
Oh,
tells us that there
Candyland.
are
I
lots
used to
of
play that
kinds
all
of
the time as a
games,
kid.
right? Many kinds of
Now,
games.
if we're talking video games, definitely
I'm
something
gonna
like
tell you
GTA
something
or a
about
zombie game or something like
your
that.
favorite
Oh,
game.
definitely.
But before I do that,
What about
wanna
sports?
tell
What's
you
your favorite
about-
sports, Dawson?
a friend of mine, actually a student of mine,
I'm a big
Her name is
basketball and football
Erica.
fan, honestly. I keep
she
up
is
with
in
those
one
quite
of
a
my
bit,
classes
but
right now.
I've been to a couple of
And
sports
last
games. They're
week,
pretty
Erica
good, and I
told
enjoyed
me
them. So I'd say overall, I'm a pretty big
that
sports
she's
fan
been
in general.
playing basketball since she was 3 years old.
But
3
I mean,
years
this
old.
scene
That's
right
pretty
now
incredible.
with the sun setting,
Now,
it looks
my
perfect. I mean,
feeling
this
was
is a
that
great
she used to
event.
play
Getting
casually
some student
since
life
she was
out
3.
here.
She played really
Kind of
intensely
feeling a
since
little
she
bit
was
more
3. So
normal.
I asked her to talk to me about and tell me about basketball. And so she met me after
From what I'm
class
seeing,
last
it
week.
looks pretty crowded. Can you agree? Would you
She
agree?
told me a story
Oh
about
yeah, I'll show
basketball,
you a shot of some
and I was
there's
blown away
a
by
couple
her
hundred
story.
here at least. I'll wrap around and
So
get
I
some more live.
asked
But
Erica to come here tonight to tell you her story about basketball. And yes,
Here's a little bit wider shot for y'all.
joined in the podium, and while she does, let's give her a big hand of applause. All right, hold on.
Yeah, there's definitely good energy here tonight.
And is it true that you've been playing basketball since you were 3?
Can you go ahead and move back in a little bit closer so we can continue to hear Dr. Winslow's speech, please?
Yeah,
Perfect.
headed over.
Thank you so much.
I played travel ball until I was able to play middle school. When I hit the 3rd grade, I tried out for the middle school team, and I made the team and was able to play 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. After that, when I hit the 7th grade, I was finally able to try out for the high school team. Doing that, I got to play high school from 7th grade all the way up until my senior year. So I've been playing for a very long time.
You got a scholarship.
I did. So I ended up getting a few scholarships, but I ended up having to turn them down. One because I got hurt, and they told me if I would continue to play, I'd have to have 2 or 3 surgeries on my ankles. So I decided to just come to college.
So did you stop playing basketball?
No, I still play on the weekends, and I play here at the rec sometimes.
So you're gonna have to have surgery?
Hopefully not. I mean, I'm not playing competitively anymore, so
But you still play.
yeah.
And so do you love basketball?
Yeah, it's probably my favorite thing in the world.
Favorite thing in the world. Thank you. Don't go far. I got one more question for you. So, are you blown away by her? I was blown away by. So, this I don't know if you heard, but you realize what you said. When she was in 3rd grade, she was playing with middle.
All right, we're going to put Dawson on standby for just a moment, and we're going to throw it to correspondent Ryan Gum. Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing great down here, Taylor. Thank you. I'm here with 2 students, Isabel and Andrea, who are currently in the EKU band. They've been playing here at the Turner Gate. Sorry, let me get you guys a little better picture. Could you give me a little bit of perspective on what you guys have seen so far from this event?
We just performed at Turner Gate. We have played Fanfare, Hail Hail, Heartbreaker, which is the school's main song, and then Yay Eastern.
Yes, ma'am. So what do you guys think of the energy of the students that have showed up? Do you think that there's more than what you would have expected, and how are they responding?
A lot of positive energy. It's like everybody wants to be here and they want to be.
Very nice. So what do you think this does? So this is for the class, the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. What do you guys think this does for the school, for just kind of incoming freshmen, and for alumni that may be looking back at what they didn't get to experience?
I like that it's documented for us to look back on in the future.
All righty. Thank you guys so much. Back to you, Taylor.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay. Hello, and we are still here with the live stream of Why Are We Here, brought to you by CLASS, also known as College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. We are going to go ahead and throw it back to correspondent Dawson Roll. Dawson, how are you doing out there?
How long?
We are still in the middle of a speech right now, but a lot of students seem to be tuned in and really excited. They're still on the topic of
It's
basketball
going to
right now.
last her in her life. A year? 5 years? How long is she going to be able to look back during her life and think about her childhood playing basketball and feel good about it? How long?
Sorry.
All the time. Maybe the rest of her life. So we learned
Unfortunately, we're still
something
having a
about
little bit of technical difficulties. We
already
seem to have
tonight.
lost Dawson's
One thing we
video,
learned, and this
but we
is
still
in some
have his
ways
audio, so
surprise.
we're going to go ahead and
I don't know
monitor
what you
that
think
while
about
we
when you think about
can.
the word pleasure, but she did
I'll see if I
something
can fix that
caused her
video.
pleasure not only at that moment. You okay? Thank
Do y'all have stream now?
Listen, you help.
There. For some reason it's not.
Thank you.
Well,
So
while Dawson is figuring
she
that out,
felt
we're going to
really
throw
good
to
while she was
correspondent
playing
Ryan Gum.
basketball.
Ryan, how you doing out there?
And she's gonna.
It's hot.
Hello?
It's hello. I'm sorry. I had some technical difficulties myself. No, it's
You're
hot out
good.
here, which in my opinion, with all these students showing out and with everything the way that's going, the positive attitude, the positive outlook from the band who is playing, I think that this event so far can be attributed to a success. We love to see our college. Trying to think of the right word here. We love to see the type of growth, if that makes any sense. As you can see, we're
Oh,
and we're
sorry.
back.
So you said the energy's still pretty high out there, even though with the heat being also high?
I think that has probably attributed to it dying a little bit. There are some students who are kind of dispersing a little bit, but as many leave, more kind of rejoin the crowd. I also think that with Winslow, with Dr. Winslow going into his speech and kind of trying to connect with the student body, they've calmed down a lot.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's going on out here at home.
It seems like we have Dawson's video back. Let's see if we can go ahead and get his audio working as well.
This way.
Yeah, let me flip that on
The
for you
harder
real
we
quick.
work
We're
at
still
it,
in the middle of the
the more
speech, but
pleasure
I'm
we
glad
get.
I got the video back.
Alrighty.
I
Glad we
bet you
got the
that's true
video
there.
back.
Right? The more she
I'm
played
gonna show you a little bit of the
basketball,
crowd.
the
They're
more
still here
pleasure
right
she
now.
got out of it. I bet you that's
It's
true in
lined
your
up
favorite
pretty
game.
far back
The
there.
more you played that favorite game, the
And there's
more
some
pleasure
way,
you
way,
got
way
out
over
of
there
it.
that you can't really see. As
So we
Mr.
learned
Winslow's
two
giving his
important
speech.
things about pleasure tonight already. One is pleasure can last a lot longer than that thing's going to last. Pleasure
It's okay
can
if you would
last
like to move up a little bit
a
closer
really
so you
long
can get a little
time,
bit better
maybe
view
your
of
entire
Dr.
life.
Winslow and hear his speech a little bit
And
better as
some
well.
things
Yep.
you get more pleasure the more effort you put into it. That's pretty incredible. Well, I've got a third incredible thing about pleasure, about that same pleasure, about your pleasure that I know about. And I bet you this is true of Erica. Think about what Erica did. Think about how what she did affected the people around her. Think about her family, her friends. Do you think they got pleasure out of what Erica did? They probably liked it too. It was great for them to see. What about her teammates, or her coaches, or the trainers, or her community, or her school? There were a lot of people that surrounded Erica that got pleasure from what Erica did. It's like Erica dropped a pleasure bomb on them. And it spread out to a whole bunch of other people. So pleasure can work this way. The harder you work on it, the more pleasure you're going to get. And that pleasure might last a really long time. And that pleasure might make other people feel really good as well. That is a spectacular thing. I bet you didn't think pleasure was that complicated, but it really is. So I want you to just put a pin in that. I'm going to come back to that later. But I want to transition just for a second to talking about, I guess that's some sort of pleasure. They're having fun, right? I'm sure that their pleasure is being spread around the rest of us, but that's okay. Oh, awesome. They're loving it. Okay, so I want to change gears for a second. And instead of pleasure, I want to talk about the journey that you were on right now. Oh, you didn't know you were on a journey? You were on a journey. What makes something a journey and not a trip? For me, something that has stops along the way where important, interesting things
It seems that
happen
once
that
again
we
we've lost
learn
Dawson's
things
video,
from.
but we still have his
Maybe
audio. We're
you
going to
got
go
some
ahead and keep
wisdom
listening to Dr.
from
Winslow's
those
speech.
little things that happen to us. You are on, your life is a journey. I certainly hope that what you're doing at EKU is a journey. You think of this as a journey. Really, it's a journey for wisdom. You are on a journey of wisdom. And in fact, I hope that tonight, this is a journey of wisdom. And I say that because we've already learned a little bit about pleasure. I'm not sure that's wisdom, but it's something. But it's also a journey because we are all going to walk down to this paved area, and we're going to walk along that paved area to another location where there are going to be people who are waiting to tell you something important. In fact, what they're going to tell you is their answer to an important question, which is the theme for tonight, the name of this event: why are we here? Figuring out the answer to that question is a journey of wisdom. And so we're going to hear several people's answer to that question. I don't know what they're going to say, but it's going to be great, I can tell you. So let's continue our journey of wisdom, and there are going to be students who are in white or maroon shirts who are going to help us get all in the same place. But if you start walking there in a big crowd, you'll find it. You can't miss it. And I will meet you down at that next location on our journey of wisdom. Ready? Let's do it.
It appears that Dr. Winslow has finished his speech and students are now marching en route and are headed towards Combs, the Combs building. And while those students are marching, we're going to go ahead and show a promotional video that the students at Eastern Kentucky made a couple years ago.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and throw it to
I'm Nick Niman, and I'm a StreamYard user. For the last 6 years, I've been live streaming.
we're going to go ahead and throw it to correspondent Dawson Rule. Dawson, how you doing out there still?
Doing great. We just moved to Combs. Looks like they're about to give another speech. I'm just getting some more crowd shots. Not exactly sure who's speaking or who is about to speak, but I just followed the crowd over here to Combs.
We're going to go ahead and bring in correspondent Ryan Gum. Ryan, how are you doing?
Everything's going well, as you can see. I'm sorry if that's a vertical view. I'm trying to get it to go horizontal. But as you can see, we've got a pretty decent crowd showing up here to the second stage of the Why Are We Here event. I will proceed to move a little bit closer. But as you can see, after we get by this tree, we have a large number of the student body that has dedicated their time to come out here and help make this event a success.
How would you say the energy of the crowd's doing so far?
As of right now, they look dead. It's so hot out here that at one point there have been many spectators who are using their pamphlet as a fan to try to cool themselves off. But as you can see, I don't know if you can hear any of it, but the energy's starting to pick back up a little bit as the speech is near. And I know I've said it a few times, but I would say this has just been an overwhelming success for this type of event.
Oh, definitely. Ryan, can you go ahead and scooch in just a little bit, get a little bit closer to the crowd so we can get a better feel of it? And we're also going to go ahead and bring back in Dawson Roll. Actually, we are not. He is having technical difficulties once again. Ryan, do you know if anybody's giving a speech yet? Can you hear it?
Yes, ma'am.
Appalachian Studies, we're all about learning more about where you're from if you're from Appalachia. And if you're not from Appalachia, you can learn more about this excellent region, this beautiful geography, and this historical
Can you get a lot more closer, please?
After you graduate in Appalachia, you'll know more about the region and you'll be better able to communicate with your future employers and possible grad school too. So why are we here? I'm here to learn. I'm here to teach. I love having you here. So thank you for being here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And after our speakers are done giving their speeches, Ryan, can you try to get an interview with one of them, if not both?
Higher education. I believe that this is your time to ask important questions about yourself, about life, about everything, and I'm here to be a resource to help you with that. I am Dr. Gomez Becerra. I am from Compton, California, and I moved here 3 years ago with that in mind. I moved here because EKU serves first-generation students, because I am a first-generation student, and because I feel responsibility towards you all. So I'm here for that. I'm here also to challenge stereotypes. I'm here to inform you because I teach Spanish and Latinx studies. I'm here to inform you, to teach you, to talk to you about the Latina community. I'm here to share with you about Spanish, the third most spoken language in the world, right? I'm here to do that, to learn as you learn, and to be a resource. Not only do I know about Spanish, Latinx studies, I like sports, I'm also the faculty in resident, meaning that I live right there. You see those 3 windows? That's me. Just don't come knocking at night, okay? But if you ever need anything, I'm here for you. My office is in McCreary Hall, 219. You can find me in Martin Hall. You can see me around. Remember that this is the time to ask questions. This is your time. Enjoy being a student. Enjoy learning. Find that motivates you, and that's going to bring passion into your everyday life. So thank you for being here, because without you, I wouldn't be here. So welcome to EKU.
Welcome, everybody. So your next station is the Powell Building. So keep walking that direction. Keep walking. You're walking. You're walking.
And now the students are headed towards the POW building. We have a couple more speakers lined up there for them as well. All right. We're going to see if we can get a hold of Dawson Rule.
Here.
We still don't have your, oh, there's your video.
It's been on forever, and I've turned it on about 4 or 5 times. I think it's just luck at this point. But the students are headed over to POW right now. And it looks like Ryan's trying to grab an interview. If not, I can run back over there. But I'm just kind of going with the flow as of right now. Everyone's
There's
kind of in their
still
own conversations.
There still seems to be a lot of students. How's the energy feeling after that second round of speeches?
A couple dropped off in the first, and same with the second, but most are still here right now, so it's looking good. Energy's pretty solid. It'll be about halfway through with, honestly, just a bunch of speakers, so it's not as bad, honestly.
Yeah, that's good. I feel like most of it is the heat with the heat being so high right now, temperature.
Yeah, the heat's definitely an issue. It's pretty hot out here, but yeah, we're just going with the flow right now, seeing how it works, and we'll make it work.
Alrighty. Let's see if Ryan Gum has lined up any interviews for us yet. Oh, and he has not. Dawson, about how many students would you estimate are there right now?
I'm currently trying to track down President McFadden. I had him earlier, but I lost him. But I'll do that later on.
It appears we are still having a couple technical difficulties. As we've mentioned a couple of times by now, this is the first year for the Why Are We Here event. As you can see, it seems to be going well, so hopefully that means that we will continue to do this event in years to come.
Yeah, for the first year, it's looking pretty good so far.
That's
Because
good.
we are headed down by pace right now.
And can you give us an estimate about how many students you think are there?
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Can you give us an estimate of about how many students you think are at this event?
I'd say a couple hundred.
Yes, that seems to be a success.
Here, I'll get us a
Especially for
good
the
shot
first year.
right here. I was kind of at the front of the line, so if this gives you an estimate of how many people are pouring in, this is everybody else that was behind me.
And about how far away from the POW building do you think you guys are?
Let's see. It looks like we're getting pretty close. They're headed that way right now, so we're a little over halfway. Still a ton of students filing down the stairs, so looks like there's going to be a continued good crowd all the way through.
Alrighty. Let's see.
And in a minute, I'll go catch up back with the front. It looks like they're about to speak over there, matter of fact. But as I head over there, we still have tons of students just streaming down the stairs. So it looks like we've actually grown in numbers. I didn't expect that.
Oh, that's good. While you're heading over there, we're going to try to jump to correspondent Ryan Gum. Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing great, Taylor. Thank you. I'm here with the speakers from the Combs building, Dr. Day and Dr. Gomez. Guys, can you introduce yourselves to the guys at home?
Hi, this is Dr. Day. I'm the Director of Women and Gender Studies as well as Appalachian Studies here at EKU.
Dr. Gomez Becerra, I teach Spanish and Latinx Studies at EKU. I'm faculty resident at David Martin Hall.
Thank you, guys. So what do you think an event like this does for the class?
I think it unites them. I think it gives them a sense of why everyone else is here and may or may not coincide with why they think they're here. And I think the themes that we kept focusing on was the idea of being a first generation college student. Both of us are first generation college students, and we wanted them to a place where we help people like us, like we were. So it's uniting them and giving them a sense of the community. And this campus, the campus beautiful, it is marvelous. And it's so well kept.
Sorry about that. In terms of the numbers that have shown up for this event, would you say that this has exceeded your expectations or right where you thought it would be, or what do you guys think?
I think it's right where we thought it was going to be. I think students choose to go to different events. We had a really good turnout. And again, I mean, I think going off with what Dr. Day said, it starts to motivate students, help them feel supported, and getting to a good start in the semester. So yeah, it was a good turnout. Yeah.
All right, and if there's anything that you guys can say for any students that are watching at home that couldn't make it here today and could catch all of the speech, what would you tell them?
I think they need to know where we are located on campus because we are the helpers around here. So two of them at least. My office is in Keith. It's in the Keith building, room number 126.
And mine is McCreary Hall, 219.
All right, thank you guys. Back to you, Taylor.
Thank you so much, Ryan. We're going to go ahead and throw it to correspondent Dawson Roll, see if the speeches have started over at the Powell building yet. Dawson, how are you doing?
I'm actually doing great right now. We're still waiting. We've been over here about 2 or 3 minutes. Nothing started yet on this next one. Had a couple people leave, actually. I don't know if it's the heat or just the time it's taking, but we've actually had a couple people file out since I gave you that shot a couple minutes ago, but we still have a full one over here, and it's looking good. And I think we're about to start any second now. I'm not exactly sure who's speaking right now, but I believe we'll get his name here in a second.
Can you get a front shot for us, Dawson?
From the crowd?
Of the speaker.
Yep.
Mike? Check. And I'm talking.
Dawson, it appears that your video is still having a little bit of difficulties. Are you on the Wi-Fi or are you just on data?
How about now?
I'm on data. The Wi-Fi cut out earlier.
Okay.
So this is the best we got.
Try getting on the Wi-Fi once again for us.
Speak a bit louder, Travis.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Alrighty, and while we wait for that, we're going to throw it to correspondent Ryan Gum. Ryan, how are you doing? Alrighty, while we wait for our speaker to begin and all of our technical difficulties to reside, the students are currently at the Powell building outside in front of Powell. They are preparing for another speech during the Why Are We Here event brought to you once again by the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences, also known as CLASS. I myself am a member of CLASS. I am a major in broadcasting electronic media with a concentration in multimedia journalism, as well as a minor in public relations. This is also my junior year here at Eastern Kentucky University. I've been here since my freshman year, and I can honestly say nothing but good things about this campus. The campus is beautiful. I know that personally the Department of Communication is lovely to be in from my experience, and I absolutely love it here. all of the professors that I've had thus far have been absolutely amazing. And if there's anybody watching who is still deciding whether or not they want to come to Eastern, I definitely 100% recommend it. Along with the Department of Communication, class also involves social sciences. So that includes women and gender studies, as well as a couple other majors in that, as well as languages. Alrighty, we're going to throw it to correspondent Ryan Gum. Ryan, can you tell us a little bit about your experience with the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences, and tell us a little bit about your college experience thus far?
Thanks. I had changed majors from sports management freshman year after my first semester to the BEM and to the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. And right after that interview with our two speakers here at the Combs building, we sat and we chatted, and that's kind of the overall feel of how this college is. From instructors to fellow students, you have just a lot of just lovely people who enjoy what they do, and they're people. They're not someone that's just here to get a degree. They're not here just someone to get a paycheck. These are actual people that want to see others succeed, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Like anyone that ever thinks about coming to EKU, I specifically point out the class, whether it be broadcasting, whether it be psychology, whether it be whatever. I just say and other things about it. I have another year here, and I mean, it's all going by in such a flash. Like, I love it so much.
Alrighty, we're going to see if we can get Dawson's video working.
Taylor.
Alrighty, so it appears we're still having a little bit of technical difficulties from Dawson. Ryan, can you go ahead and head over to Powell since we lost Dawson over there? We want to try to get at least a little bit of that speech that's going on over there.
Yep. There's still a lot of students heading that way from the Combs building.
Would you say that the energy is still high, or are they starting to get a little bit tired, especially of this heat?
I would say a mixture of both. I mean, like, I think that everyone that came is excited to see the event, but like, obviously the heat's going to play a factor, and once you have that energy up, and then you got to kind of calm down to allow the speaker to do their job and to spread their message. It's kind of hard to keep that revamped energy once the heat. Luckily, this event took place in the later half of the day, so it's cooling down as the night approaches. So hopefully that energy can kind of withstand and hold until it's nice and cool and keep the party rocking.
And would you say that these students are engaged with these speakers? From the looks of it, you can go, sorry.
I would definitely say engaged. I think that they're like everything that so far has been said by any speaker have been like taken. If everyone's paying attention, it's just like it's a very, very like enduring environment. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it seemed as though when Dawson was over for Dr. Winslow's speech, he was interacting with the crowd. Would you say that was pretty accurate for your speeches as well?
Oh yeah. I mean, I would say that Dr. Winslow was probably the most interactive with his crowd, as the speakers at Combs, Dr. Day and Dr. Gomez, they were more about kind of hitting home the point rather than trying to elaborate with a metaphor. But regardless, either way you do it, this crowd has just been so accepting, and they've been so just happy to hear what these people have to say, which is great. It's a great look for the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences and all those involved.
That is amazing to hear. So can you tell us a little bit more about what made you switch into broadcasting from sports management?
The sports management major was tiny. There wasn't really a lot that I could do. There wasn't a lot of people that wanted to see others succeed, like what I've seen the BEM.
Yeah.
They're heading away from Powell now. I apologize, I wasn't able to catch the tail end of that speech. They're heading towards the Daniel Boone statue, where I will be heading myself.
All right, let's see. Can you see if you can catch up with President McFadden for us? See if we can get a little bit of an interview either before or after his speech.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and we will check back with Ryan in just a little bit. So we are still presenting the Why Are We Here event. Currently, our correspondent Ryan Gum is headed over to the Boone statue, where President McFadden will be giving a speech. Hopefully, we can get an interview with him either prior to or after his speech. After the speech at the Boone statue, hopefully the students will be headed over to the Ravine for a little bit of fun and games and food. I don't know if we mentioned this earlier, but this event was organized by Dr. Winslow. He is the one who gave the speech at the beginning of this event. He is a professor over in the psychology department at Eastern Kentucky University. So far, this event has seemed like a success. Like I said earlier, this is the first year we are putting it on. We are super excited to be putting on this event, especially when we see how well it is running thus far. From the shots we have seen, the crowd still seems to be very energetic, very involved. The speeches have been going well. The students have enjoyed them.
Good morning, students, back.
As I said earlier, I'm your host, Taylor Hogshead, and I am a BEM major. And that falls under class. If you are interested in joining the Broadcasting Electronic Media major, there's a lot of different concentrations we have, whether it be film or journalism. You get to work in front of or behind the camera. I've enjoyed it. I feel like it's a very well-rounded program because my concentration is multimedia journalism, but we still had to learn, or I still had to learn how to work behind the camera. I had a video production class where we got to go over to a studio that Eastern Kentucky University has, and we got to practice filming talk shows. And it was a very lovely and fun experience, and I definitely recommend it for anyone who likes doing film or even just writing in general. It's great. All right, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
EKU has been offering opportunity for more than 100 years, and it is still the campus beautiful. Here, waiting for you, with our favorite places to gather, study, relax, and make new friends. Your future is here. You can soar to new heights, teach the next generation, discover, heal, protect, communicate, create. We're wishing and waiting until you'll be here too, to see smiling faces and learn something new. There is so much here we want to show you. Our Eastern traditions, the game days and victories, the fight songs, homecoming, cheers of Go Big E. We can't wait to see you Future Colonels, stay strong and know we are here and ready to welcome you home. Be a Colonel at Eastern Kentucky University.
Hello and welcome back to the Eastern's Progress live stream of the Why Are We Here event, brought to you by the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences, also known as CLASS. So we are currently awaiting a shot of President McFadden giving a speech over at the Daniel Boone statue. If you are new to Eastern Kentucky University, or you're just tuning in, the Daniel Boone statue is a really cool statue that we have here of Daniel Boone. And there is even a little, I guess, story to go along with it. The tip of his boot is still gold, and that is from students rubbing it. It is said that if you rub Daniel Boone's foot, it is good luck. So sometimes walking around campus, you will see students stop and rub Daniel Boone's boot. You'll see it a lot, especially during finals and exam week. Like I said, this event is the Why Are We Here event, brought to you by CLASS. And this is once again just an event thrown on and organized by Dr. Winslow. This was an event started so that the students for the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences could get a better feel for the programs they're going into, get a little bit of a feel for the campus, as well as just maybe some of the professors that they may be dealing with in their upcoming years here, or even for students who have been here for a while, maybe seeing speeches from teachers they've had in the past, which is really cool. And we're going to have a testimony from a EKU student.
As a first generation student, I would have to say my biggest barrier was just finding resources to get me going. So I actually went to 2 universities before I got to EKU. Didn't really have much direction as far as what I wanted to do and how to get there. So I would say that was just my biggest barrier, not having my parents to be able to like ask advice, what should I do? The struggle. For me, finding the Scholar House was actually that was a blessing in disguise, literally. I got to Scholar House, I kind of thought that it was just housing, but the resources that they do provide is impeccable. They have everything, literally anything that you ever need, school, the house side of things, anything that you need, literally, they have it. So far, my biggest motivator has really been myself. I know that sounds selfish with it being that I do have a kid, but I just feel like if I can't get myself together for myself, I'll never be together for her. So that's been my biggest thing, just trying to make sure that my life is where I want it to be so that I can kind of push my daughter in the right direction. The most positive thing for me in on this journey, kind of learning myself, who I want to be, I would say it'd have to be breaking generational curses. It's not very common that you have women in aviation, more importantly, Black women in aviation. So it's just kind of about bringing generational wealth and happiness, everything to my family.
We are back. If you are enjoying this live stream brought to you by the Eastern Progress and are maybe thinking about joining it, we do have meetings in the Combs building Thursdays at 6. So always feel free to stop by and join us. There's a lot to do for the Eastern Progress, whether that be writing, photography, videography, all sorts of stuff. Oh, we're gonna throw it to Ryan, correspondent Ryan Gum.
Not designed to be transactional. It is not, you pay for tuition, you pay for room board, you pay for a parking spot. You did not pay for books. There we go, Booksmart. Give us some love for Booksmart. But this is about a transformational experience. It is about you learning, growing, understanding the world is a very big place, and that not everyone looks like you, not everyone thinks like you, and not everyone is like you. But every one of you has immense value to yourself and to those around you. We are here for you in this journey. We are here to help you become the best version of yourself. And when you leave here, a proud alum of this institution, we are dedicated to that diploma hanging on the wall, continuing to grow in value to you, to your family, and to those who you come in contact with in this world. So I want you to say this with me. We are here for who? You. Let's say it together. We're here for who? You. One more time. Let's do it so we can hear it down there. You are here for who? You. All right. Look at each other. Thank you all very much. Have a great semester. Give us your best. Dr. Winslow, I'm going to turn over to you.
Okay, so can you hear those drums down there? Go find those drums. I have a few more things to say to you down in the ravine. There's a big screen down there. So go down and find those drums.
Taylor, I'm going to throw it back to you while I go get Dr. McFadden.
Alrighty, thank you, Ryan. He's gonna go and try to hunt down President McFadden so we can get an interview with him. Like I said, this is brought to you by the Eastern Progress here at Eastern Kentucky University, and we are so excited to be hosting this event this year. Once again, this is our first year doing this event, and we are so happy with the outcome of it and the success of it from what it looks like through video.
And now we've got Dawson Roll back.
And now we have Dawson Rule back. Dawson, how are you doing?
Well, after lots of technical difficulties, I have found myself back at Combs on a computer, and I made it all the way to PAL, so I'm pretty excited that I got that far with all the stuff we've had going on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But as I was going to add in, as I was leaving, a lot more people started to head out. So as we're getting towards the end, one more stop before the ravine. President McFadden's going to talk. It looks like either one's just either ready to get to there or done for the night.
I believe President McFadden has already spoke, and we are having Ryan Gum track him down, hopefully for an interview. But until then, Dawson, can you tell us a little bit about your involvement in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences?
Yeah, so I'm actually a BEM major broadcasting. This is my third semester at EKU. I actually transferred in from UK. So coming here to Eastern, I had always had a little bit of interest in broadcasting, and my parents had been pushing me for a while, like, you can definitely do this. This is something that you're good at. So I gave it a try. And my first semester, there was a couple classes I liked, a couple classes I did not like, but I got in with some professors and became friendly with them. And after a while, I started getting more involved with the extracurriculars as best as I could during our COVID year last year. But with things going back to normal, things have been kicked off greatly, and it looks like there's going to be a lot more involvement for students like us, broadcast majors, to be able to have extracurricular in the field work.
Alrighty, and it seems like we have our correspondent Ryan Gum with President McFadden. Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing great, Taylor. Thank you. So, President McFadden, how would you rate, in your own opinion, the success of today's event?
I think it was great. I think we had a great turnout. Students had a good time. It's a little warm, but they've enjoyed hearing from our faculty, hearing from our administrators, having a chance to understand why we're here, and the commitment to one another to make sure that this is a place where you become the best version of yourself.
So, speaking to those at home who are alumni, who are young students in high school, trying to pick a college and might be trying to decide between Eastern and somewhere else, what would you say to them that weren't here today?
I think that we talked about today that EKU's for you, that we're the school who is invested in you and your success. Give us a shot. Come visit the campus, people. Come and be a part of this. Meet with our faculty, meet with our other students. I promise you, we're a school that is here to serve you.
All right. Thank you, President McFadden.
All right, thanks.
Back to you, Taylor.
Alrighty. Ryan, can you get some shots of the crowd? Have they gone to the ravine yet?
They have.
Alright, can you
I
get
will
us
follow them. Sorry, there's.
a couple crowd shots?
I got you. Sorry, there's a lot of loud events happening right now. I can barely hear you, but I'm going to go find that crowd down in the ravine and get some shots.
Okay. And while we're waiting on Ryan to get a couple crowd shots, we're going to bring back in correspondent Dawson Rule. Dawson, how you doing?
Glad to be back. It sounded like President McFadden had some good words to say about our awesome school.
Yes, it does. So before we cut you off a little bit earlier, can you tell us a little bit more about your involvement in class and BEM? Maybe tell us one of your favorite classes you've taken thus far.
My favorite class by far, this isn't typically a favorite, but it was 425 with Michael Randolph. I just kind of vibed in that class. It was great. It had some involvement with radio stuff, which I'm really into. So I enjoyed that aspect of the class, and it wasn't really hard. Like a lot of the classes I'm not trying to scare away people by saying it's hard. All college classes are hard, but that class wasn't as hard as some other ones were, and I just found myself enjoying it. But besides that being my favorite class, I've had some photography classes, some videography classes, classes that we're doing this for, and just getting experience in. And I've really enjoyed almost every class I'm taking in the broadcast and electronic media department.
Oh, definitely. That is one thing I will say about Eastern Kentucky University. At least for the broadcasting department, we do have a lot of hands-on activities for students to get experience, and I would definitely recommend it. For example, my favorite class was the BEM performance class. It was a great way to get experience, and as you can see, I am still gaining experience through this class as well.
300 was a great class.
BEM 300 was amazing. And that was also taught by Michael Randolph, the professor who taught Dawson's BEM 425 class, correct?
So he's 2 for 2 on those classes.
Oh, definitely.
But what would you say your favorite class was?
So what do you plan on doing after college, Dawson, with your degree in broadcasting? What would you like to do?
Honestly, if I could get into like some sports radio or play-by-play or something like that, I really think I enjoy it, because like I'll be watching sports games and I'll be like play-by-playing it in my head or like getting excited. I feel like I could be really good with that aspect, like talking, or maybe even being like a talking head for a other radio show, or being on the news as an anchor or something. It's kind of very broad, but I'm trying to narrow it down right now.
Oh, I definitely feel you. I'm kind of in the boat of I don't really know what I'm doing quite yet. I know I want to be in broadcasting, especially with the entertainment aspect. Like you said, maybe a news anchor or a radio show host would be just fine with me.
We're getting some good practice with that right now. So.
Oh, definitely. Definitely practicing for that.
But it looks like they might be heading to the ravine soon.
Yeah, let's see if we can bring in correspondent Ryan Gum with a couple of those crowd shots at the ravine.
Yeah.
Ryan, how's it doing over there so far?
It's going fairly well. Dr. Winslow is speaking to the crowd again. As you can see, it's a fairly decent showing behind me. We've got cornhole. We just had the band playing for the crowd at the ravine. We have different booths set up top with cone ice, and the ROTC, I can't even describe, like balloon obstacle course up from the top, which seemed to have brought out a pretty big crowd.
And here we are seeing
Taylor,
some
are you?
shots of the crowd.
Looks like there's lots of different events going on over there. Everyone's kind of involved in their own little thing.
Oh, definitely. What would you say the
There's
energy
something for
energy is like over there?
I mean, before Dr. Winslow began speaking, it was actually really high. It's just the competitive juices were flowing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get better shots of the crowd and maybe game of cornhole. But the competitive natures were flowing. You had a lot of different people who were just excited for Eastern Kentucky.
And it appears that we have lost Ryan due to technical difficulties. Seems
It
to
happens.
be a running theme in the stream.
We'll get it figured out next time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, this is our first time doing this event, which also means this is our first time live streaming this event. So this is a giant trial and error.
Hey, I think we're doing pretty good for
out.
being an hour in.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good, and we'll do even better next year.
Looks like we got Ryan back.
It.
Yep, he's
I
back.
returned. No,
While we have everyone on stream, can I get everyone's closing thoughts on how the event went? How you guys are feeling?
Sure, I'll go first.
roll turns, baby. It's
Yeah, sorry, Ryan, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's a lot of excitement in the air, a lot of just pride. You can feel the pride in the air, just to be a colonel. Everyone's bleeding maroon. It's a great day. Great day. Everyone got to see, especially people in class, got to see a lot of professors that they might not have seen, like on the opposite side. So like me being a BEM major, I don't really know many psychology majors, so it was really kind of cool to be able to branch out and be able to talk to Professor Winslow or talk to our women and gender studies professor and Dr. Can't remember her name. I apologize, stream. But that was, you know what I mean? It was a really cool
Dr.
experience.
Day.
It was a really proud growing day. Thank you. It was a really cool experience. It was really just, as I was saying before, I think I bleed more maroon now than what I've ever have. So, great day.
Yeah, on my end, I'd kind of say some of the same things you did. It feels like school's somewhat normal, which is nice because not only is there more students, there's actually events going on, which I kind of missed out on last year, and that was a little disappointing. So even if it's not the most exciting thing ever, just seeing crowds of people together, socializing, making new friends is, I was streaming earlier, and it just looked like a pretty good time.
Oh, definitely. It is so nice to be able to see people out socializing. This has been my third year at Eastern Kentucky University, and last year we didn't have any big social events due to COVID, so it was for good reason, obviously. But hopefully I'm able to catch kind of the end of the Why Are We Here event so I can kind of feel the crowd out for myself. But thank you so much for joining us today. I've been your host, Taylor Hogshead, and this has been the East, along with Dawson Roll and Ryan Gum. And this has been the Eastern Progress's live stream of the Why Are We Here event, brought to you by the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all those people. Thank you to all these people who talked to me. Small talk here.